It's our responsibility to remind the young person to try to make it work. Kasi otherwise, he will never build that resilient skill eh. Delikado yun. Okay sana kung we're always there for them. Eh kung wala na tayo.
Wala na.
Money Masters with Chinky Tan.
The views and opinions expressed by guests on Shink Positive are their own and do not necessarily represent those of the producers, hosts, or network. Shink Positive is for entertainment and informational purposes only. While guests may share insights on financial and business topics, this does not imply endorsement of any products or services. Viewers should perform with their own research.
The President and CEO of RCBC, let us welcome Mr. Eugene Acevedo. Palakpakan naman! Yes!
Thank you.
Hi, Sir Eugene.
Thank you, Chiki.
Thank you so much, ha? Mahalaga ba talaga ang mentor sa buhay ng isang tao?
Ay, very much.
Bakit?
Kasi the mentor, parang ano to eh, parang when you're on the train, you have a window right next to you, yun lang yung nakikita mo eh. But the mentor is like a person who sits in front of the train and sees where you're going kasi nadaanan niya na yun. And it's not enough to have one mentor. It's better to have several mentors so you have the benefit of all their stories. The thing kasi with a mentor is they can anticipate your questions. They can look at you and know exactly what's wrong. And they've been there before eh. Dumaan na sila ron. And maybe most importantly, they're more believable because
Meron na silang results.
you know they have achieved in life. So maybe apart from the lessons, the most important thing the mentor gives you is inspiration.
Yeah.
The mentor inspires you to be better.
And the mentor inspires you to become the best person.
Yes, because real mentors want you to do really well eh. They want you to do really well. Ako, that's exactly what I do also. When my mentees do well, I'm celebrating. I'm celebrating kasi parang, uy, ang galing. I mean, I don't get anything from it except the sheer
So, give me at least one or two mentors that you have that yung unforgettable na tinuro sa'yo, na talagang made a big impact.
Oo, one of them is this Mexican. His name is Rodrigo Zurilla. He's a quiet guy, sharp, but very humble. And he joined Singapore. I was based there. And I just watched him. No? Part of mentorship is the mentee watching the mentor. And then I asked him, sabi ko, Rodrigo, how did you manage to make the move from Latin America to Singapore? And his answer was, you plant goodwill. You plant goodwill because what will you harvest if you don't plant it? Inisip ko nga, sabi ko, so what I did was, whenever I'm in a new position, I just build relationships. Anybody needs help, I do it.
Okay.
I do it because
Without any expectation, no? Di ba? In terms of return, no?
My only expectation, siguro, if there's any, is that they don't treat me rudely.
Yun lang.
Yun lang, no? And kindness. I just expect kindness. And what really helps is I grew up in an environment that encouraged that. So even if wala na ako sa Citibank when I joined the other banks, I do the same thing. So you need my help, I'll help you. Kasi nothing disappears from me.
You know, alam mo yan ng isang, without you knowing, that's what I've learned also from one of my, I really considered as a mentor. Kahit na hindi niya alam, pero I read this book, I attended this seminar live. It's no other than Zig Ziglar.
Oh, yeah.
Alam sinabi niya, just help enough other people to get what they want and you will also get what you want in life. Ang goal mo, hindi yung ano makukuha ko sa relationship na ito. Ang goal ko, what can I do for you? How can I be able to add value to you?
Yeah, my version of that is when you elevate the lives of people, they in turn elevate yours. Without you realizing, no, it's, kasi life is not transactional.
It's relational.
It's relational.
Galing.
It's
Uy guys, so sana naman, kung na-appreciate niyo itong session na ito, only a few people can really talk to Eugene. Talagang thank you, Sir Eugene. And then, how many years ka na sa corporate?
39 years.
39 years, grabe. Well-traveled, diba? Exposed in other countries. Kaya nga, take note. Second person na talagang sobrang influence na sa'yo, sino? Mentor mo?
It's my kuya in Citibank. His name is Arcus Fernando. Si Arcus battle-scarred. During the crisis, yung Asian financial crisis.
Grabe yun.
all those things, I was in treasury kasi. And I was always watching him. He was my big brother. I remember the time na nagkagulo, relax lang siya. Nag-iisip. The lesson was, in a crisis, you have to have a clear mind. Because otherwise, how will you determine the opportunities and the risks? So kung klaro na, bomba. No? So if we say, for example, we were in foreign exchange, we needed to check, ano ba talaga yung situation? During a time, there was a coup. I will not tell you na lang which one.
Dami, no?
Kasi marami. Or people power. We had to make sure we had the right information. And as soon as we had the right information, we
Execution na.
we execute fully.
Fast.
Fully, completely. Now, I was treasurer then in Citibank Hong Kong when the global financial crisis happened in span of 2008 to 2010.
Grabe yun.
And I followed that rule. Think clearly, think clearly. So I would bring I remember bringing all my traders one Sunday afternoon, and I just told them, relax. This is what I learned from Arcos. Everybody knew who Arcos was. Think clearly. Now, let us share with everybody what we know. So I wrote it in the board. Given what we know, what should we do? Brainstorm. This was like 30 people in one room. And then after that, we were able to execute. It's always like that. Whenever a crisis happens, clear mind and then deliberate execution.
Guys, ito naman, if correct me if I'm wrong, if I got the right message, never ever make a major decision when you are emotionally stressed, angry, frustrated, because 90% of the decision that you're going to make is going to be a wrong one and you're going to regret it. Dapat kung magde-decide tayo with a clear mind. Ikaw, naguguluhan ka pa rin, you get other people, which he did. He solicited the team. Diba? Kasi no man is an island. Hindi porket ikaw yung parang breadwinner, ikaw dapat ang ano. As a matter of fact, ito lang nakakatawa. It reminded me, most of the ridiculous or probably yung mga answers comes from really yung talagang from your team.
Yung parang ano in a crisis, once you exchange ideas, there's no wrong answer. Nobody knows.
Tama.
But the important thing is you bring everything out and we share the information. Kasi if you miss an important piece of detail from a junior, that would be a huge mistake.
Naalala ko, gusto malaman yung story ng isang factory. Kasi nga, in-automate nila yung factory, yung pagpack ng box and delivering. And there are certain times na di-deliver yung box na walang laman kasi it's fully automated. And so they're cracking their brains. And we don't want to check naman, manual na naman tayo kahit in-automate natin.
But it's the weight.
Oo. Ito nga. Ito nakakatawa. Di ba? Tama ka eh. You're thinking like the janitor. So they were thinking 1 week na sila nagbe-brainstorm, wala pa rin. Sabi, ba't kayo nag-overtime? We're thinking na ganito, nagpapack automate pero walang laman. Sabi niya, let's go to the factory. So pagkatapos they operate. Alam mo ginawa nung janitor? Naglagay ng malaking industrial fan sa dulo. Yung walang laman ng box, lumilipad.
But that's, you know what? That's how, in the province, we remove the grains from the side, di ba? Hangin. Blower.
Instead na imamanual mo.
Blower lang.
Di ba?
That's physics. But we've been doing that in the province for so long, that same principle.
Kakatawa talaga.
In farming.
Para sa mga taong galing sa wala, tapos nagkaroon na nangarap na mas maganda ang buhay, ngayon na-experience mo na. Pero parang it came to a point na realize mo. Katulad nga sinabi ni King Solomon sa Ecclesiastes, everything is meaningless. Kasi so rich, di ba? Pero siyempre, sinabi ko, you can say that.
Kasi marami na siya.
Oo. Kaya, nung dati sinabi ko, wala ako eh. So, I worked hard also. Yun.
Now that you have it.
Yeah, ito na-realize ko. Totoo pala. Alam mo bakit? Ito yung na-discover ko. Again, hindi ito nag-i-invalidate ng iba. 7 ang bahay mo. Sabi ito. At the end of the night, ilang kama matutulugan mo?
Isa lang.
Exactly. Hindi ka naman pwede magpag-iising every hour para lumipat sa kabila.
Yeah.
7 ang sasakyan mo. 7.
Isa lang yung sasakyan, gagamitin mo.
Afford mo na kumain ng breakfast, lunch, dinner, ng buffet.
Tapos nagdi-diet ka pala.
Oo. No, parang ang point lang, again, 1,000 square meter bahay mo. Pag natulog ka, 6x4 or 6x5. That's the space you occupy. Again, hindi ko sinasabi, gusto namin yan, gusto ko yan. Pero ang point lang, simple lang talaga yung buhay.
The other thing is, there's a purpose in my earning money.
Sige nga.
The purpose in my earning money is to make sure that my children and my grandchildren will not go hungry and they will have good careers.
Wow.
To me, it's important that whoever comes after me is well taken care of.
Yeah.
I obviously have extra also, and I use that to send kids to school. No,
Kahit na hindi mo
I have
anak?
I have 15 scholars now.
Wow.
And in fact, I have not met most of them.
Yeah.
In fact, I have this weird thing, Chinky. I prefer that I do not meet my scholars so that they don't feel indebted to me.
Tama.
I'm just happy that they're doing well. Kasi in this country, education is really the
Greatest
the
equalizer.
proven
Yeah.
equalizer. But you know, Chink, I discovered something.
Ano?
I discovered a difference between those na come from families na the parents did not go to school, did not go to university, versus those whose parents did.
Yeah. Ano?
Ang laki ng diferensya. Kasi imagine mo, if your parents did not go to school, they are not able to give you mentoring.
Yeah.
They cannot give you career advice.
Yes.
Maybe they do not have the network that will help you when you graduate. But even just the career advice alone is a significant thing. So there was this research in the US, wala kasing research sa Pilipinas, na tiningnan ko, about 40% difference yung wealth generation.
Ilang percent?
40.
Okay.
Between those na first generation college graduates versus second to third generation college graduates. Ang laki ng diferensya. And I spoke to I had this good fortune of meeting a Harvard professor, and I mentioned about it. And anong sabi niya sa akin? I'm a first-generation college graduate.
Ikaw?
Siya.
Siya.
The Harvard professor
Okay.
told me. And in Harvard raw, she invites those na first-generation rin to meet, have coffee with her. And in those sessions, ang ginagawa nila, ask me anything. They call it AMA sessions.
Yeah.
Ask me anything. So the ones na natatakot or nahihiyang magtanong to anyone can ask her. Kasi the first generation college students have many questions. Somebody has to answer those questions. And in fact, there might be questions they don't know they should be asking.
Tama.
So my newest advocacy is to mentor first-generation college graduates.
Wow.
In fact, sa RCBC, I limited my mentoring now to just those first-generation college graduates. I have to decide next week who to choose kasi I have a list of about 15 of them. And whenever, for example, a student from Xavier who went to Ateneo and who's going to the States for his master's would send me a note to ask for advice, I will say, Iho, you're okay. I will spend my time with those who never even made it to Xavier or Ateneo.
Yeah.
Because they're the ones who really need my help. But I will answer your question. I will not leave them hanging. I will answer their question. They will still send me notes, but I'm focusing my efforts on the first generation college graduates. Because it's one thing to say education is an equalizer, but it's not just education.
It's what?
It goes back to the question you raised earlier.
Ano?
It's education plus mentoring.
Yeah, application in real life.
Oo.
Real
Kailangan
life
pareho.
Yeah.
Kailangan pareho.
Friends, ito lang just to recap a little bit. Kung makikita nyo talaga yung purpose purpose of creating money, di ba? Handling money, investing money. Ang goal niya is hindi lang para sa kanya. Ang tingin ni Sir Eugene is the next generation. And did you know, the Bible says, a good man leaves an inheritance for his children's children. That's number one. The second one, grabe, ito habang sinishare niya, may principle-based lahat to The reason why God wants to bless you, you know why? So that you can become a blessing to others. Yan ang ginawa mo rin, unconsciously and knowingly, na tumutulong ka sa mga tao na cannot afford schooling, di ba? Na hindi mo pa kakilala. Pero yung third principle ang matindi. Correct me if I'm wrong kung tama interpretation ko dito. Yung talagang you took time talaga to help yung first generation na graduate. Based on study, real study to, the first generation creates the million. The second generation inherits the million.
Yes.
The third
And the third-
generation loses the million. Totoo ba yun? Not at all times, no? It's not absolute, pero may...
It's not absolute, but research says that. European research says that. And sa Pilipinas, we have enough stories, di ba? I think you must have mentioned it before na the rich, the high society rich names in parang 125 years ago are different from the names now.
Yeah.
No, kasi makita mo, nag-away-away. You see, sadly, families, several generations fighting over money.
Oo.
It's sad, no? If the subsequent generations do not do it well, not only do they lose the money, but they also lose themselves.
Yeah, not only that, may narinig din akong quote, no? Na hard time make strong people.
Yes.
Di ba?
Eh, kung easy time,
O easy times make weak people.
they're not resilient.
Yes.
They're not resilient.
Kaya nga, alam mo, ito lang, nakakatakot. Kasi kami ni Sir Eugene, we're of the same age. Hulaan nyo na lang kung ilan. Pero, ang nakakatakot talaga, yung mga generation born from 2000 and above. Again, di ko na generalize to. Kasi, I cannot also fault you.
Yes.
Kasi, ito yung panahon na everything is so fast. Instant mommy, instant coffee, microwave, instant messaging. So, yung parang perception nila.
Instapay.
Oo. Diba? Ang bilis ng lahat. So convenient. So, ito na rin yung generation na kahit na syempre, nakatikim na. Hindi katulad natin. May process eh. We have to wait. Diba? Picture tayo before. Hindi pa tapos yun.
Pupunta ka pa ng Kodak.
Oo, tapos magpiprint ka pa. Tapos may expose pa.
Oo.
Diba? Ang alam natin may process. Pero ito ngayon,
Instant.
Oo. So, minsan nagkakaroon ng perception na yung success also is instant. Dati nga pinag-uusapan natin, Sir, Eugene, is midlife crisis.
Oo.
Ngayon, quarter life. Parang, may nag-message sa akin, Sir, I'm 19 years old. I'm kind of depressed. Sabi ko, why? I feel that I'm being left behind. 19.
Ay, sus, Diyos ko. I get those notes. Yeah, minsan 50 years old, minsan 20s. May mga ganun eh. I attribute it to lack of resilience. And I attribute lack of resilience not to instant gratification, maybe a bit, but more that they never experienced failure. They never experienced hardship. So parang whatever they do, like for example, sa kinder, I hope walang magalit sa akin, pero every single graduate in kindergarten now has several medals. You attend those graduations, everybody has a medal. Nung panahon natin,
Wala!
ilan lang, isa, dalawa, di ba? So, you get a medal, but the psychology is different kasi they say they want to encourage. But the downside to that is if you just give it away, people think that they're entitled to everything. It's an entitlement issue.
Exactly.
It's an entitlement issue.
Exactly. At saka ito lang FYI, mga parents out there. Ito lang request ko. Alam mo naman na sinasabi natin yung spoiled brat. The spoiled. Hindi lang ang mga may kaya ang kayang mag-spoil ng anak.
Correct.
Kahit yung mga less privileged, kayang mag-spoil ng anak.
Psychologically, ini-spoil yung anak. Psychologically, you don't allow, like ngayon, nasa labas yung bata, binabantayan. Hindi na tumatakbo ngayon eh. I mean, how many wounds did you have in your knee, di ba? Ang dami kong peklat dati. Kasi tumatakbo. And then, pawis na pawis. Wala nang ganun ngayon eh.
Ito nakakatawa.
Wala na ngayon.
Alam mo nakakatawa? Kasi nga, di ba, ngayon, pag nadapa, di ba, tumugo. Ay, ano na natin? I-ER na natin, pa-MRI natin, pati si CT scan, nadapalag yan.
Ngayon, ganun.
Sa atin, di ba, nung nadapa tayo, di ba, yun nga, hipan lang.
Hipan lang.
Pagkatapos yan, nauntog ka, oli ka. Gaganunin ka lang sa baba. Sige, go na.
Okay na. Ngayon, it's, we cannot fault our children because we caused it.
Exactly.
We caused it. Now, I remember the first time that my elder son lost in a contest. I remember the first time he won.
Okay.
But I remember more the first time he lost.
Sige nga, ano yung response niya?
Kasi he was broken. So I was concerned, no? Kasi he was used to winning. The first time natalo siya, talagang, major catastrophe. But I think it made him better later. When I was in UP, he had a really bad score in Math 17. I think most UP students would remember that course to be very difficult. Maraming sumasablay doon. So one day, he came back from school and said, I had a really bad score. And then he said, meron na siyang exam na sunod. Nagsara siya sa kwarto, nag-aral buong araw. I was happy, kasi the reaction to failure was, I'll do better.
Yeah.
Diba? I own it, and I'll do better. To be resilient, you have to accept it, and then you do something about it. He did exactly that.
Yeah.
And then I was like, uy, okay to, kasi when I'm no longer with him, this is what he's going to do. I did not tell him. Sometimes he would talk to me if it's business related, but this was school related, and he took it upon himself to own the problem and fix it himself.
Yeah.
We need to make sure that our children get to do something similar.
Yeah.
No? Ngayon kasi parang, uy, nang nangyari sa'yo, you might, kasi one of the first reactions would be to blame somebody else.
Totoo.
Or to blame the teacher, or to
blame
not accept the problem, deny.
Yeah.
Deny the problem. The longer you deny the problem, the worse it becomes for the child.
Alam mo guys, ito lang sabihin ko sa inyo. No? Parang, again, we will not put the parents kung na-i-spoil nyo ang inyong mga anak. Bakit? Kasi especially, pag less privileged ka, nasabi mo yan nasabi ko sa sarili ko yan. Pag ako nagkaanak, hindi ko padadanasin sa anak ko kung ano man yung hirap na dinanas ko.
Yeah, same.
Yeah. Pero yun nga, both of us realize na hindi pala siya healthy. Kailangan natin padaanin din sa hirap and battle scars. Number 2, pag nabigo, nag-fail ang anak po natin, there are 2 ways for them to respond. Number 1, fight or flight. When you say fight, haharapin nila, lalabanan nila. Hindi sila magkukwit. Itutuloy nila. Or number 2, iiwasan nila. Alam mo ang problema, pag parating flight ng flight na lang, yung anak natin. Alam mo, mga kapatid, that's the reason why ang dami mga kabataan ngayon na nag-a-apply, na offend lang, lumilipat sa kabilang company, at sinasabi, boss, wala pa ako makitang perfect company. Ay, nako. Parang minsan nakaka-tempt na magtanong, sino kayang common denominator sa 3 kumpanya?
You know, Chink,
Sino?
that is exactly what I say.
Oh.
When I see a resume na 5 beses na nag-jump, and then I disapprove. Kasi alam ko na yung issue. And then the supervisor, potential supervisor would come to me and say, kasi ito raw yung rason. Ang tanong ko is the same question that you ask. Ano bang common denominator ng 5?
So, ibig sabihin,
Pareho tayo mag-isip.
Oo.
Ano yung common denominator ng 5? Yung tao.
Oo.
So, whenever somebody comes to me, I say, stick with it and try to make it happen.
Yeah, try to make it work.
Oh, and I think as parents or as older people, as mentors, it's our responsibility to remind the young person to try to make it work. Kasi otherwise, he will never build that resilient skill Delikado yun. Okay sana kung we're always there for them. Kung wala na tayo.
Wala na. Guys, ito lang kung naghahanap ka ng perfect company, you will never find one. Believe me. And if ever you found one, don't apply. Bakit? Nagsabi sa akin ng mentor, kung ikaw nagrereklamo, you found the perfect company, pumasok ko doon, ikaw makakasira ng kumpanya. Hindi ka perfect. Pero alam mo, ito lang I want to encourage you guys. Kung ikaw young person ka dyan right now, especially in our channel, we have a lot of mga 20 plus who's watching, 19, 25. Ito lang. You can never touch the rose without going through the thorns. Diba? You can never go up the ladder success without stepping and then climbing the ladder. Walang elevator sa success, maniwala ka. Walang escalator sa success. Make believe lang yan. So in other words, pag tayo sumubok tayo, nag-try tayo, we have to understand that we are all bound to fail before we succeed. Kasi yun nga ang stigma, honestly. Sa school, pag nag-fail ka.
Now maybe an example would be, I remember si Roger Federer when he retired. Merong medyo isang loko-loko na press na nag-interview, asked him, do you remember a certain name? I think gumiti lang ata si Roger kasi that was the first person na he had a match with when he became a professional. Talo siya. Natalo si Roger. So, umpisa siya sa at the start, ikaw yung kulelat.
Tama.
And then, you learn. You keep moving up. That's in sports. So, at least in sports, there's a lot of failure.
Yeah.
But in work or in school, it's a different matter altogether, no? Now, I don't have a specific example of talking to somebody who failed in school. Oo.
Ako yun.
Hindi pa tayo nagkita noon.
Alam mo bakit?
Bakit?
Number 1, I never finished college. I failed. Number 2, I failed grade 6 4 times.
Because you were active doing other things.
Yeah, aside from that, probably,
No, you were getting an education. You were getting an education outside school.
Yeah, oo. Pero syempre, ang label nga sa akin during that time, honestly, ang label sa akin ganito, loser. Loser ka, bobo ka eh. Di ba? You will not amount to anything. Kaya yun yung stigma, ang sinasabi ko, Boss Eugene, na kaya yung mga tao ayaw mag-fail kasi nga loser ka. But in reality, in the real world, alam mo na-realize ko, when you spell the word called fail, F-A-I-L, it stands for first attempt in learning.
That makes a lot of sense.
You failed because you don't know.
It's I made the first mistake in kinder.
Ano?
That the teacher said, put your bag next to your table. Since I did not speak a word of English, maybe except thank you and good morning, hinahawakan ko yung bag ko.
Baka mawala.
Parang nakasmile akong konti. So the teacher went over to me, Chinky, smiled, got my bag, and put it right next to my table. First day of classes, first hour. All the parents were watching. So nakita na, uy, yung bata, hindi naman nakaintindi.
Narinig mo?
Narinig ko, pero hindi ko maintindihan.
Okay.
And then when I was grade 1, the teacher said, learn how to read. Dati kasi they will tell you, learn how to read, and your parents are supposed to teach you how to read. Di ko na-gets yun, and I wasn't paying attention. So the next week, the first person before me started reading kasi Abeleda yung family name niya. So, siya yung una, alphabetical kasi. Acevedo sunod. I did not know what to do. So, nalagpasan ako, everybody in class read except me.
How did you feel during that time?
At least noon, I had very little pride. So, I was like, mali ako. But when I went home, my mother kasi, that time was a public school teacher. Math. So I told her, siyempre, ito na si Mama.
Nagpanik?
There's no way. So under the mosquitero, I learned how to read one evening. Except that, the teacher did not know. Kasi nalagpasan na eh. Parang never had a chance to see that I already knew how to read. So I was labeled somebody who was not a reader, was slow, and had a bad grade in reading. And when my mother saw that I had a bad grade in reading, hindi naman siya sumugod. Maybe that's the wrong word. Basta pumunta siya sa eskwelahan, spoke to my teacher and asked, bakit B- yung reading? Sabi ng teacher ko, kasi nahirapan siya. And then, nung time na yon, nagbabasa ng woman's magazine yun. Women's pa yun, di ba? And then, then my mother said, why don't we ask him to read the magazine? Kampante lang yung, okay lang sa teacher, di ba? Nothing to lose. I read the magazine. Straight. I was a second honor from then on.
Kindergarten ka? Or nursery?
Grade 1.
Grade 1 na.
Grade 1. Kasi grade 1 yung umpisa ng reading namin. Kasi ano lang. So, without that incident, my mother challenging the teacher, I wouldn't be an honor student kasi the teacher did not know that I knew how to read.
And guys, ito lang I just want to encourage you. Again, failure is part of the process. When you fail, it's not you, the person who failed. What you did failed. Nagkamali ka lang. Tomorrow is another day. Who would ever thought an undergraduate failed grade 6 4 times will write 18 books?
Yeah, I have 14 to catch up with you.
May pang-apat ka na?
I just submitted my third to the publisher.
Let's talk about first yung, I'm very interested, kasi kanina pinag-usapan na natin create money. Diba? Ang sabi mo sa creation, kailangan talaga invest in yourself, pagalingin mo yung sarili mo. And then, yun nga, pagkatapos yun, galingan mo, the ability to work with others. And number 3, the ability to lead other people. Grabe. Paano akong nag-ano dito, masterclass session. Diba? And then sa handle, so you live below your means. In other words, ang priority mo, just as your income increases, you don't increase your standard of living, but you increase your standard of saving and investing. And that's what he did. Kaya pagkatapos nung naka-handle na siya, nag-invest na siya. Saan siya nag-invest? Property. Diba? Aside from investing himself, nag-invest siya sa property. And then yung story nga, sana all lang, diba? 10,000, imagine mo per square, 200,000 ang value, nag-20x. Amazing yun. Really amazing. And then last, kahit na magaling ka mag-create, mag-handle, mag-invest, but if you fail to protect, ubos pa rin siya. How does a Eugene, as a Vedo right now, protect his hard-earned money?
Insurance.
Okay.
Bank assurance.
Paano?
So I deal with, in our case, my provider is Sun Life Grepa. I talk to them about my requirements, in case anything happens to me. I have protection against, I forgot the specific term, but those serious diseases.
And critical illness.
Critical illness, the critical illness disease. I have several policies on that. No, kasi I don't want to burden my heirs to take care of that. Kasi major deduction yun.
Oo.
And there's a very high probability that as we age, we will spend that much amount of money.
Yeah.
There's a very high probability. So that to me is it's the first thing. Obviously, I take care of my health. My wife's a doctor who checks me regularly, blood chemistry and everything.
Yeah.
But you can never tell it. So to me, critical illness insurance is one thing. The second is investments for retirement. It's the second part. The third is I have investments that go to my children in case anything happens to me. So I'm not just protecting myself. Anyway, I'm past
Ilan na
a certain
kids mo?
age.
Ilan na kids mo?
Dalawa.
Pwede bang magpaampon?
May age limit ako na 20. Anyway, and then, but we have to share. If I adapt you, we have to communal. Okay. I'm hindi naman obsessed, but I'm very particular about making sure that the third generation after me is well taken care of. So I don't need as much protection as the children of my children need. So I'm looking that far.
Beyond grabe. Alam mo, that's really sign. Okay, that's a sign really of a wealthy person. Just like the Ayalas. The Ayalas never sold their property at Ayala Avenue. It's always on lease for 50 years. Kung ano man binild mo, hindi mo ni-renew, return the land with the property on top of it. Kasama yun sa contract. Nagtataka ako, wala na kayo after 50 years. The reason why they want back their property, it's not for them. It's for the next.
Yeah.
Ganun mag-isip
The next generations.
Yan.
Plural.
Kaya guys, ito lang challenge yan sa inyo. Yes, maybe some of you are saying, masyado na malayo, may utang pa nga kami, ano pang pamana namin, utang pa? Hindi, kaya nga kailangan magbago nga ang financial mindset natin ngayon. Kailangan magbago ang financial status natin ngayon. Kung hindi mo babagawin, sino magbabago? Next, yun yung papasa natin eh. Kung ang kayamanan, lupa, ari-arian, pwedeng pamana, ang kahirapan at kanigahan ay pwede rin ipamana.
Unfortunately.
Di ba? Again, hindi to pang mamaliit. I hope you understand. It's just a real life situation, di ba? So, yun sa protection din, mabalik nga tayo na sinabi mo nga, you're protecting your yung sa how do you compute yung sa retirement mo? Paano ka nagko-compute?
My computation was based on how much cash out my heirs will need to make when the estate gets transferred. That's one thing. The second is how much I'll be spending
on a monthly basis.
On a monthly basis for the rest of my life. The third is I also think how will I potentially make money
even if you stop
I retire or half retire, so that I will not have to touch my savings.
Yeah. So tatlo yan ulitin ko. Number one, kasi meron tayong tinatawag ng estate tax. Kung may papamana ka, sino magbabayad ng estate tax? Kung wala silang pera, baka maremata pa yun ng government. Kaya kailangan po, kunyari, ang property mo ay 10 million times 6%, that's 600,000. Dapat meron ka ng pondo na makukuha para pambayad ng 600,000 para matanggap ng anak mo. Number 2, yung sinasabi niya, magkano ang buwana na gastusin mo para mabuhay ka? Kahit na di ka nagtatrabaho, may pumapasok pa sa'yo. Teach us how to compute. Kunyari, for every, let's say, 10,000 na lang para mas mabot. How much money should I save and where should I invest to make the 10,000?
What I do is The way I do, since I'm in property, binibilang ko yung how much rental
Lease income.
lease income will I generate so that my living expenses will be covered. And then the way I see it is, then in case anything toward happens, I can sell a property, and meantime the property value has capital, it rises, no? So hindi na dadali ng inflation. Kasi kung cash lang 'yon tapos time deposit, hindi nag-grow yung value nung. That's why you have to invest wisely. And the other thing is how much, depending on the interest, how much principal do I need to invest so that the amount of money I make, the dividends or interest that I make for the year, na lang for example, for the year, divided by 12, will be enough for my living expenses.
So more or less, ang pinag-uusapan natin, yung realistic right now, mga ilang percent talaga yung realistic na makukuha natin? 5%, 6%, 7%?
Mga ganun.
Mga 5%.
Mga 5-6%. Kasi may tax pa siya.
Yeah,
mga 5-6%. Plus the stock market kasi is not doing very well. If the stock market was bullish pa, then we can make extra 20-30%.
Yeah, going back to your second one, ito lang, mayroong kakilala, antindi. They live in a certain village, 5 kwarto, kasi marami silang anak. Before, empty nester na sila, wala na sila. Dalawa na silang kakalug-kalug sila sa bahay. Pero alam mo ginawa niya? Pinaupa niya yung bahay. And alam mo magkano na-generate per month? Si Executive Village yan. 250,000 a month.
Yes.
Alam mo ginawa nito mag-asawa?
Travel lang na travel.
Hindi, nag-rent lang ng kondo na 50,000 a month.
You know, guess why
Ano?
I have a condo that I actually live in the condo now.
Okay.
Kasi at some point in the future, who will want to stay in a house? So the house is for rental. No, that's actually a very classic strategy
Di ba
of many of my friends who have retired.
Oh.
They just rent their house kasi there's so much sentimental value of the house. I mean, ayaw nilang ibenta. But at some point in the future, what has happened from with the families I've seen is, at a certain point in the future, kung wala na yung parents, or wala na both parents, kasi usually may nauuna, that's the only time when they think of selling so that they can split up. But for that, yung parents, they just move somewhere, no? So ako, binibilang ko na yung rental income, honestly. I count rental income. Okay na ako dyan. And then I count how much I will make investing. So every year, I do the math. I do the math every year kasi I have to, since I'm a finance person, I take it upon myself to write my balance sheet and check the value of my balance sheet every January, February of the year.
Yan, in-update mo, no?
Oh, and then I tell my children what the state of our finances are.
Yeah.
So they are aware.
Guys, warning lang, no? To protect your income, there are two things also na siguro added na lang to na wag nyo gagawin pag ikaw ay malapit na mag-retire. Number one, do not overextend or overspend beyond your capability. Di ba? Kasi yun ang naging problema eh. Retired na, tapos may regular income na, let's say, X amount. O kanya, 200,000. Tapos ang gastos mo, 250. Eh, negative ka na. Talagang magkakaproblema ka. Number two, never, ever, ever invest in something that you do not understand, no matter how profitable it may be. Di ba, meron kang investment na sinasabi mo, wala ka na ginagawa. Ang liit-liit ng interest. Dito, 10% per month. So, it's a challenge naman natin right now. Si Mr. Eugene Acevedo na mag-ipon. Oo, mag-ipon. Alam natin, nag-iipon na yan. Pero meron kaming fun way. Ginamify namin ang pag-iipon.
Oh nga, yeah. You have your shirt.
Isa pa Wiponaryo. Ito, it's a deck of cards. So, every day, what they do is they just pick a card. Pick one. And then kindly read the back. Ano yun?
Okay. What's the time now challenge? What's the time now challenge? Kung ano yung oras ngayon, habang binabasa mo ito, kunin mo yung numerical value at yun ang halagang ihuhulog mo sa ipon box.
Kanyari, ito, 4 o'clock na. Magpo 4 o'clock na.
So, you give 4.
400. 400 pesos.
400. You put it there.
Yes. O, dito naman, ilalagay naman natin dito kasi mayroon siyang denomination, 20, 50,
So you
100.
mark it.
Mark 1, 2, 3, 4 dots.
Oh.
And then after that, you put the money here, di ba yung barya, pero papel here.
Oo.
So pag na-complete mo tong challenge na ito, may 60,000 ka. Parang gamified siya, di ba?
See, gamification is powerful.
Oo, kasi ano eh.
Kasi we grew up enjoying games.
Totoo, parang game board.
Oh.
Di ba?
You enjoy it and the theory, the practice
Oo,
comes
tsaka
with
nagiging
it.
habit mo.
Habit forming.
Habit forming siya. Every day, pick a card lang. Pagkatapos ano. So, we'll give you this card. Ay,
Nada, this is powerful. Thank you.
Yan.
See, very smart. Very smart. Thank you very much.
It's an honor and pleasure. Guys, sana naman may natutunan kayo. If you want to get in touch with Eugene, Sir Eugene, please go to LinkedIn. Ask him anything. Do you also accept invitation for corporate speaking engagement?
I have 2 next week, but I have to space it kasi I have a full-time
Yeah.
job.
Guys, just reach out to him if you want to invite him. Marami kayong matutunan in our short session. Actually, this 2-part episode, sobrang haba kasi nitong usapan namin. Ang dami ko natutunan from leadership to values, through, yun nga, how to rise the corporate ladder of success. Sobrang valuable to. And again, maraming salamat. Please type in the comment section kung ano yung mga revelation na natutunan nyo dito. This is a rare opportunity, but I know it will bless many. Maraming salamat. Tatandaan, tamang karunungan, tamang disiplina po ang susi sa pagyaman.
Nanghiram ako, nangutang ako. Marami rin akong failures pagdating sa money. Nakikita ko sa mami ko pag wala siyang sariling pera. Siyempre, binibigyan ng allowance. So, minsan nahihirapan siya pag hindi niya alam kung saan siya kukuha. Nag-pastry ako, bumalik yung passion ko.
Okay.
So, yun, nagtinda ako online sa Instagram. Tapos, sumasali ako ng bazaars. And then, after 5 years,
Money Masters with Chin Key Tan.